Alright, let's see if that's working. Let's see if this is working, if we have shit running. Alright, we have an actual podcast. I'm gonna go on here. So, I'm not late, but this time it seems I'm on my fucking own,
Alright, let's
and
see.
I'm gonna have to stop that there. So if no one actually turns up, I will sort of end this early. But I will also give my thoughts on certain events, such as Elon Musk, everybody, and Disney. You'll love to see it. Let me just look at this, though. What is this? Because this is the same window I used last time, so is there any sort of news stories left over? I don't... what the hell? Okay, this might be a sort of interesting one, I guess. I'm gonna get rid of the train one because unless certain train people turn up, we're not doing a train any shit. Because I know, like, the joke is that I'm the most autistic motherfucker who's ever lived, but, well, um, I'm not a train guy. So, if you want train episodes, you get in there, you do the train episode with me. Alright, so, at everyone, if no one turns up, I end it early today, comma, to be fair, I have some things to organize. And that's probably spelt wrong anyway, probably some of that, because dyslexia. Alright, so let's see, shall I get some stuff from the where's the news link thing that people so often use?
Who are you talking to?
Oh, hello, did I hear someone's voice? Let me turn this up. Speak again, please.
Hello.
Okay, so we have Shadow. We have the man
Yeah.
who's going to conquer the stars and turn it all into blackness.
Okay.
I am absolutely going to essentially just come up with bullshit different introductions for each person.
No, that's amusing.
What, that I'm coming up with these as we go?
Yeah.
Uh,
That's off the top of your head. That's pretty good.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, last time for Carb, it was the man who's going to go forward and kill God because that one time that he like, I love to make fun of him and tease him over that. It's like, oh, we could just debunk God. It's like, oh God, no, he's a Reddit atheist, and I don't know if he is or if he isn't, but it gives me an opportunity to
I
fuck with him.
I keep calling him a Reddit atheist. He's like, I don't even use Reddit. And I was like, yeah, but you talk exactly like a person who does. That's why it's funny. The fact that he doesn't use it yet, he still follows the NPC coding of it. And he got into an argument with me once about like religion and
Yeah.
shit. And he's just like, "What? Why don't you just call it stupid and stuff?" And it was like, basically, that's what it boiled down to. And it was like, well,
Here's the thing
it,
though. It's like a case of
it
it probably seems really annoying, but it's a case of this thing that's worked for untold generations, and then as soon as we get rid of it, effectively society collapses. Well, okay, it's not stupid then, and you're just retarded for trying to replace it with nothing. So it's like, okay. I know it's a really simplified version, but I mean, the collapse of the West is kind of proof of this.
collapsed.
Well, it's not fully collapsed, but it's like the slow fucking decline of like, maybe we don't need a religion. Why is everything going to shit? It's like, hmm.
Mm. There's no real like you can't really say one is caused by the other because there's plenty of other things that are.
It sort of like there's more than one symptom to an illness. All right, so essentially, this one's going to be a less sort of links kind of episode because there's only one link that we didn't get to go through the other episode, and two more things. One courtesy of Cypher, I do believe, by the looks of things. Which
Oh,
Cypher, if you watch this episode, I want to kill you for sending me this because I already find that one disgusting.
a bit
And
harsh.
it's, yeah, it is a bit harsh. I'm exaggerating, but then we can go over Disney and Elon Musk. and the great ending of Twitter.
Oh God, I had a weird conversation with my uncle last night about Elon Musk.
Yeah.
My uncle's a flat earther and he doesn't
Oh
like
no.
Elon Musk, and then he goes on about how he doesn't like censorship, and I was like, "Wow, Elon Musk's your friend then?" But no, the Earth's flat. uh,
uh,
just
oh dear. So this will be a fun one. Alright, so with that being said, I should probably turn it on so you can see my stream, shouldn't I?
guess that would be useful.
I kind of forgot. Uh, Screen. Nope. Nope. Oh, that's definitely the wrong one. You should be able to see it now.
Watch stream. It is loading.
Can you see it?
Showing. I see Macomb Country Gop head says he had a great conversation with Donald Trump.
That was
Oh,
essentially something we didn't get to go over last time, so fuck it. Is essentially my mentality. Why not do it this episode?
so it's old news. Okay. Well, that still sounds funny. What was the conversation?
I
What the
can't remember for the life of me. Um, although we may have actually gone over it. I don't know. It's just because my forgetful ass. So there is that. But
yeah, I
yeah.
dropped out.
What's that?
Dropped out. I dropped out early last week.
Also, I will say another thing. There is a certain person who said they wanted to be on this episode, but they couldn't make it because they're flying in a plane right now to go off on holiday. And so, hi, Francesca. This might be a shorter episode because nobody gave me fucking news links. So, people have been very naughty in the Discord. Need to go in the timeout corner, I'm telling you.
It has been quiet this week.
Yeah. I would also like to say another thing before we go into this first story, because after being in the gold tier call, I essentially just left a link on the gold tier call and noticed a few new members, as well as some people who didn't actually find us through the gold tier call, but found us through YouTube. So I would like to welcome all of our new friends on the plebs. Welcome to being the plebs. We're all plebs here, and feel
Wait,
free to
people made their way here from the YouTube.
yeah,
That's
one individual, but still there is that.
fair enough.
And stop being lurkers and actually, stop being pussies and
Hey,
get.
hello.
Oh, Jesus Christ, my ears, thanks. Yes, what he said. It's like, don't be pussies, get in general calls and actually be a part of the fucking group. It's effectively my attitude to it. So, with all that being said, let me get into this first one, and I'm hoping this is going to be good. The call came in about 90 minutes before Macrobe County Republican Party Executive Committee met. Wait, I think we did go over this. Give me a minute, because I'm gonna. I think this will actually be a really, really short episode, actually, with unless like some people start coming in and like giving us interesting shit. Just No, I don't think we have. It feels like we have, but then every time like I try to figure it out in my memory, it's just coming up as blank. You know when you think you've done something, like you're getting deja vu, but you've got no proof of it. If that makes sense. Or am I just
Deja
sounding like I'm
vu.
making up nonsense?
I don't know. I disappeared. I went to go get food.
Oh yeah, and you didn't watch the rest of the episode, did you? God damn it. Alright then, in that case, do you want to have a read of this first bit, or shall I get to it?
Get to it. I've got food. I'll be eating.
Okay, well, I had food earlier when I should have had, like, a proper fucking time, so, get on the Sigma grind set. God, I love those fucking memes.
I had food earlier as well.
Wait, you're having two lunches?
I don't know. I disappeared. I went to go get food.
I
Hello.
feeling.
You didn't watch the rest of the episode, did you? Oh my god, where is it so echoing coming from? No! And in that case, do you want to have a read of this first? Think positive, think positive. Please mute
Right.
the thing on your end.
Mute.
It's echoing through. No, 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 don't mute your mic. What I meant is mute your video of the live because it's echoing into mine. Like you
He's got an
can.
echoey mic anyway. He should do push to talk.
All right. Well, think positivist here. He is the man who is going to think away all the negatives of the world until only happiness remains. That's his introduction.
I think it's mostly fixed.
There we go. There we go. It's not ear rape now.
Yeah, deja vus that I can't prove. I think I found the Hulahain room back in the 90s. I have no proof for that. But I'm convinced I found a blue room filled with blue rupees back in the 90s when the game came out.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
I have nothing but my word for that.
In Wind Waker, I accidentally managed to find, because you said rupees, and essentially sort of reminded me of this. In Wind Waker, I managed to find the granny's secret stash of money. It's just go underneath the house, and there's like a secret treasure chest. And I just like accidentally found it and just stole from the grandma in the game. Oh dear.
You stole from grandma.
Yes, yes, I was a very naughty person in that game.
That is horrendous, Harry.
Agreed. So, with this one then, if no one else is going to have a read, I'll have a read of it. The call came in about 90 minutes before. Oh, I already read that part. Nights to elect the new leadership following the removal of former committee members the week before. Former President Donald Trump was on the phone with Eric.
Former? You mean future?
Well, I'm just reading what it says there. It says former, but I definitely agree with the sentiment. It's like, has you seen what's happened with Biden? Like for the last 2 years, how could he How could he win at all? And I mean, even with fortification, like, can you imagine people talking with each other? It's like, could you imagine the situations of who the fuck voted for Biden when it's a case of yes, Biden won in a landslide, and just everyone's just sat there talking to each other like, yeah, but who the fuck would vote for that? It's like at a certain point,
Harry.
yeah.
People like your parents would vote for them.
Fair point.
The only case I can reasonably make is that people voted against the other candidate.
Oh, and for context, by the way, for anyone who isn't picking up on the hint, I'm pretty sure that Shadow knows about both my parents being dead, so like the whole dead people voting for Biden thing, I think that was the joke he was making.
Yeah.
It was
Dark joke.
a dark but genuine joke, though.
That's a good strategy in many elections before.
It was definitely a bit bold, though, of the Democrats to essentially have the shadow campaign. It's like, why would you release this article in Times Magazine, you idiots? I swear, that's gonna be
Demoralization.
it's gonna be interesting propaganda.
Unironically, demoralization.
I mean, maybe, but
They
it's a case of
wanted
that
to
could be
know,
used for
and they
propaganda
wanted to know
later.
that they can get away with it. I'm sorry for talking over you.
Oh no, it's okay. Like, it's a case of there are no professional standards here. Everyone talks over each other. We're all retarded here. There are some more retarded than others, but that's beside the point.
Some people are more equal than others.
I entirely endorse this statement. As horrible as it may seem, I endorse entirely. The new chair of the former party making inquiries about Castigal's thoughts heading into the GOP state convention coming up Saturday. He literally called me about 5 p.m., Castigal said on Tuesday, a day after he heard from Trump. He asked how I was doing. He said, "Congratulations on my election." And he said, "Do the best you can. It was a great conversation." The former and more than go on.
Champion.
Go on.
No, it's just like it's a great conversation. It's just like something Trump.
That is really Trumpian. I wish Second Plague was here just for the impression now. It was it was a great conversation. It was so good, the best we ever had. You can imagine it, can't you? The former and more than likely future president's call underscored his interest in internal party races taking place this month along state Republicans. And this is apparently a Facebook photo of him. Okay. At least it's not what you know when the left take photos of people. At least this isn't like a left-wing photo where they take the worst possible version ever. You guys know what I mean, right?
Look at Fox News.
Oh shit!
Every single picture, like you look at Fox News and everything, even like the people they're trying to make out are bad people. Like find a bad picture of Ocasio-Cortez on Fox News.
I mean,
you won't.
The one when she's crying, I guess. Well, that doesn't narrow it down much, does it? Sorry.
That was the pictures that she chose to publish. I mean, if they're just talking about the person, or whatever, they just post whatever is the stock picture. And if it's really bad, they'll often find one that's not actually that bad. It keeps it neutral, really.
Oh yeah. It's like we have professional standards here. Kind of mentality. According to Cassier, who was involved in messy heartburn, don't do this to me now, that's really annoying. Oustings. Oh shit. Granad must be enjoying his snooker. I assume you guys can hear that in the background. I'll close the door. I had forgotten about that. He is a fan of snooker, I am not. To each his their own, that kind of mentality.
Snooker's such a noisy game, then.
No, it's just that he makes it noisy by shouting at it. You know, like football people when they're watching football, they shout at the TV. He does that for snooker.
Oh, you got that angle so wrong. You just a few centimeters to the right.
Literally. And it's a case of there are people who are it's kinda entertaining, and I want to watch it with Grandad, and he gets exciting about it. But Grandad's the entertaining part, not the game. Don't get me wrong, I'd never win a snooker game against the people that he's watching, but it's just snooker is not entertaining to me. If you're wearing...
I used to watch snooker because it was on before The Simpsons on BBC Two.
my take on a matter is if the sports uniform is a suit and tie that you don't get sweaty in, is it really a sport?
It's a competitive game.
Yes, but so is poker, so is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
These things aren't sports, though.
Some people they put it
on. Do you see chess as a sport?
No.
No, but it would go on a sports TV channel.
Oh, damn it, don't say such things, please.
Well, no, if it's a sports channel, it doesn't tend to mean sport. It tends to mean competition and entertainment.
Okay. Right.
Okay, what about Formula One?
I mean, that's sort of almost gladiatorial in terms of car crashes, to be fair. I mean, people aren't going to be walking afterwards.
If you would base it on effort, chess qualifies because they definitely burn calories like crazy.
I'm thinking so
during
hard.
those matches.
3 stone.
I love that mental imagery. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe that's why I'm so skinny.
The idea of you being skinny by just burning calories through thought, and you call me narcissistic.
The brain starts to swell.
The giant, massive, throbbing fucking brain, like in memes.
In chess, definitely. In chess, I mean.
You know, like the meme of the guy who's playing chess and his brain extends out of his skull and it is the throne he's sitting in as he plays chess, and his chess opponent is also his brain that's going background and being part of the table and the person moving the chessboard pieces. That's how I'm picturing Shatter right now. Just the giant, massive brain of I am smart, I swear.
With that, most of the lap coming out the back end of the brain.
Mm.
That's all like that's not like the interesting human part. That's like the animalistic part.
Yeah.
It's the prefrontal cortex at the front that needs to swell bigger to be like big Ubermensch brained.
I love memes like that though. They are amusing to me if nothing else. So with that joke aside, I mean I guess in terms of effort you could make the argument, but it's just I don't know. There just seems to be something wrong with, yes, my sports equipment that I wear is a suit and tie and tuxedo. It's just I don't know. I
What
can't
about
quite.
darts
What was that?
or golf? What about darts or golf?
I get it.
Like
I have
golf?
to tell you right now.
Which one of us?
Yes.
Fuck you. With golf, you are actually spending energy by walking around. To be fair, like there
Golf.
there is that. Like it's a case of, yes, walk a mile is going to take actual level of fitness, kind of
But if you
thing.
got golf, you can use a golf cart.
Okay, well that destroys that argument then. Now I'm not sure.
How about you're in the outdoor sunshine and breathing the fresh air?
Uh, I mean that's healthy for you. Like, you get
But
vitamin
then
D from the sunlight.
if that's what qualifies a fight, then anything indoor doesn't count. Which so that messes that up.
Yeah. It and now it's like a case of there's the one thing which just instinctually I just say no to, and now it's like you're trying to like bring like the logic behind it, and it's now getting really complicated. Does this one count? Does this one count? Does this one count?
With golf, I think they should play like speed golf. So you hit the ball and you chase after it. So you hit it and you just start running and you get points for finishing the course quicker. Like, you've got to do it in as least amount of hits as possible and
the least amount of time. I like this idea. I'm not gonna lie. Turbo golf. That's an idea I fully endorse, and I probably enjoy turbo golf. I'm not gonna lie.
It's how I made my dad play crazy golf when when I was a kid. We'd go somewhere.
Mine currently goes
run.
to chess boxing,
Chess
which
boxing.
apparently is a real thing.
Chess boxing. Oh, that's
Yep.
great. No, I'm gonna tell you the one weirdest hybrid of like in terms of fighting sports that's going to probably just raise a few eyebrows, and it's called X-Arm. And that name alone might not sound retarded, but X-Arm is a mixture of arm wrestling and MMA, and it
Is that like arm wrestling, but you can punch him in the face with your other hand?
you can punch them in the face, you can do arm locks, you can try and do leg locks. Your arms are like tied together, so you can't let go of each other. You can punch each other's you can headbutt each other. Either
I can get behind it.
there's two ways that this ends. Either it ends in arm wrestling, or it ends with them tapping out. And there are no rules to how you make this happen.
They need to bring back basically the gladiatorial ring, gladiators, and
I fucking love how dumb some like early moments in the UFC are. Like the UFC number 2 was unironically Street Fighter, the video game series. It's like I am not joking with you when I say this. It just was that dumb, and you might be thinking, nah, he's exaggerating. It's like, no, let's put a giant fucking fat sumo wrestler against some guy who just has one boxing glove and doesn't do martial arts. He just lifts things at the local bar, and essentially that's why he thinks he's good in a fight. This happened. I'm not joking with this.
who won?
Sumo kind of got humiliated in the UFC because as entertaining as sumo is, it kind of doesn't have a good sort of rule sets and win conditions to go against other martial arts. Basically, the win conditions of sumo are make someone verbally submit, or basically also
Out of the ring.
kind of like tapping out, get them out of the ring, or get them to touch the floor with anything other than their feet. And the problems with that are if someone touches the floor with their hand because you knocked them to the floor, in real fights outside of sumo rules they can get back up. If you throw someone out the ring, they can walk back in. And you're not allowed to throw people out the ring anyway. That was banned in UFC a while back. So it's like it's rule sets and its win conditions and techniques based around win conditions and how to achieve them are really not suited for cross martial art fights.
But you could just have the sumo wrestler fighting somebody else, which would be funny because they'll like punch them and it'll just ripple them.
Yeah, but in context against the guy that just lifted weights but doesn't know how to fight, who won on that?
I can't remember out of the top of my head because that one was
So
I
there are actually two chances for sumo because they at least must be able to get out a decent punch with a palm.
like there's a case of the two most effective, well technically the three most effective like techniques of
Well,
sumo.
jiu-jitsu and what's the other one?
I mean like in terms of like the first one that I'll list
Kickboxing.
is
Kickboxing.
the first like effective technique is at the start of the match when they run at each other, because like I'm sorry, but do you really want to be on the receiving end of someone who's like 150 kilograms sprinting at you? That's gonna fucking hurt one way or another. You are not gonna like that at all. And the other one is basically palm heel thrust strikes, which they will hurt if you're up against the wall, and then judo but fat, which is probably their most effective one. And I'm not naming it anything other than what that is, because it effectively is judo but fat. It's the best way to describe it. It's not very flexible when it comes up against rules other than its own set of rules. But yeah, UFC 2 was effectively unironically Street Fighter, and it's beautiful. It's so retarded. One guy comes in, yeah, I was trained as a ninja. It's like, oh god, here we go. I love how stupid it is. So, anyone want to keep going, or like rambling about other things, or shall I continue reading this?
Back to the article.
Very well, very well. But very professional standards, always going off topic, as always. Where was I?
It's more interesting that way.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I just like having a joke around with you, and we don't have time slots, so it's okay for us to do it. The former
24-hour podcast.
And I said earlier, this is probably going to be a short one. General Secretary of State both supported his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results because the shadow campaign, and we all fucking knew it. Like, I'm sorry, but if one person just seemingly just wins out of nowhere when they never campaigned, it's, to put it lightly, a little bit suspicious, and we want to look into the results here. Explaining
Well, just look at the Twitter.
Oh yeah.
The numbers were weirdly aligned at times,
Yes.
to say the least.
And the thing is, unironically, it was a case of, okay, so we need to bring out the first bit of fortification. Oh, that's not enough. We need to bring out the next bit. Oh, that's not enough. And the next bit. Oh, that's still not enough. And you notice, like, it kept on, like, going off in like, sets.
No, let's shut it all down. Let's go into complete silence mode, and yeah, suddenly we won.
Literally, it's like
that's how it ended in many places.
It was considering that we're a small channel, we can get away with saying this, and YouTube won't just rape this podcast.
I haven't said that there was fakery. I just said that some things looked a bit weird.
Indeed, and maybe they should be looked into.
Obvious. This must clearly have been a coincidence. What else should
you're just making it up? There's nothing fishy about this. What are you talking about? Completely normal. There is no election that just has like essentially just numbers that we can track and follow. I don't know what you're talking about, you retard. Stop questioning it. Only bigots question election results. Are you a bigot? You wouldn't want to be a bigot, would you? It's like, yes.
All I'm saying is that we should stop talking about my racist past and start talking productively about my racist future.
That is... Never change. Never change, please. That's beautiful. I love it. Oh. I need to now find where the fuck I was, because I keep on clicking on other things and losing my space. There it is. Explaining he had just been elected and didn't yet feel comfortable to back a particular candidate, Castigali responded, "No, that's what got our county in trouble in the first place." He obviously has a finger on the pulse going on in our state. The new chairman said he does know what is happening within the Republican Party in our state. On March the 11th, I'm going to butcher these names as always. Macomb, the county Republicans removed Chair Mark Fortman. Chair Mark Fortman and other members of the GOP exclusive committee from their posts.
What, 4 tons? Does he weigh 4 tons?
You could do. In a rowdy meeting highlighted by insults, finger pointing, and frequent disturbances. Fortman, who claimed he was unlawfully removed, filed an appeal with the Michigan Republican Party, and I'm not reading that, but yeah, that one there, and vowed to change the matter in court if he had to. What the fuck? It appears we have a visitor. I don't know if you can hear the door. I'm going to go quickly just check who that is, and I think it's my Uncle Mike. This is a surprise, because no one was meant to be visiting.
He's off to say hello to Uncle Mike. What's the rest of this article say? Where was it? He said the Michigan Republican Party, not reading that. It just says, my God. And vowed to challenge the matter in court if he had to. But Monday, state party leaders ruled in favor of the move, a ruling Castiglia. What? And others called a complete victory and proof that all convention rules were followed. The state party leaders said Castiglia was duly elected as
I'm back.
convention.
But you can keep
back.
reading.
No, you can carry on reading.
Fuck, where are you up to?
State party leaders.
Okay.
Down a bit there.
Yeah, this bit. Right? You can see it on the stream? No?
Yes, from
Yes.
there.
Okay. The state party leaders said Cassier was duly elected as controversial. That's not... never mind. I really need to, like, get better at reading quickly. Were given performance... Non-presenter declared... There was no evidence to challenge the credentials of voting members, okay, among other issues. They also found the members' appreciably dealt with Rule 6 of conventional rules, which calls for an immediate vote to remove the county party's officers when a vote of no confidence is taken, as it was with Fortin. Getting towards the end of this, actually, this is kind of short because we're already halfway through this, but we've taken longer than expected with time-wise. I didn't think on the first one, but I'm not complaining. If a new state, if a slate of new candidates is nominated, an immediate vote can be held to accept or deny them taking over executive committee. I imagine it's difficult to come to terms with the fact that they were removed by their peers, the fine men and women elected to the county convention to represent the views of the voters in their precincts, but they were and should accept that fact, Casquet said on the news release. In addition to Casquet, other officers were unceremoniously that's not unceremoniously I'm gonna unironically get a Google translate thing in a minute and just Google translate some of these shits. Members. Jacob Grott is the son. So, does anyone actually have any other takes on this, or shall we move on to the next one?
I honestly don't know the context. I just came here to derail things.
Okay, fair enough. This was
Derail things into trains. Talk about a train.
Well, we have a train person here, so we could go over train stories, I guess.
All I'm saying is that the multi-track drift actually is a valid strategy.
I do want to go over, no one gave any links to it, but at some point I do want to go over our thoughts on a certain Musk and a certain Disney, because things be looking bad for the left currently, and I'd be liking it. It'd be looking good. So this one is one that's been sent in by Cypher, and the very title of it makes me just want to blow out my brains. The very title alone, I just want to blow out my brains. It's hopefully, this is going to be a good news story. It's not going to be what I think it is by the title. But when I saw the title originally, I thought it was going to be a case of, hey, let's get the whole gay thing with kids again. And I could have been wrong for judging a book by its cover thing, and I hope I am. But let's start this fucking shit show and see if I was wrong or if I was right. Although looking at the comments would probably spoil it. Go away, ad. I still haven't got an ad blocker because I'm still a retard.
The Kids Online Safety Act.
What browser do you use?
What was that?
What browser do you use? Are you using Chrome or something?
Firefox.
Firefox. Just go on Google and Google Firefox ad blocker.
I will do later on, but I'll probably forget because, again, stupid.
Just do it now, then. Just go.
I'm not interrupting this podcast to download Firefox. It'll be... No.
You'll save so much more time. You interrupt the podcast with ads, though. Well, you don't interrupt it, but it gets interrupted by ads. So
I mean,
there's one last interruption, and it's all over.
Moving on.
He's just not comfortable doing it right now.
You're compelled.
I wouldn't be either.
Promises to provide protection.
You don't change the system mid-running.
That are on the internet.
We don't know how that could actually affect. I know this is probably going to sound retarded, but we don't know how that could affect the
obvious
stream.
one, that it is yet another think of the children bill. And if you've been paying attention, you would have realized
Tell that
these
to our
think of the
subconscious.
children bills, they don't.
Say that again.
You can't convince our subconscious of this being safe.
Yeah.
That by all factual means it is.
And as well, in terms of, I don't know, it's because essentially, it could be that you're talking about the article, or you're talking about the what's it called, the ad remover thing. With this article, it's a case of always essentially, I think the children will just make things safe, and it's a case of, yes, but there's been a few people in history who have used stuff like that as an excuse, so I don't fucking trust you. Fuck off, please. Is my take on shit like that. I don't trust these people even slightly.
I don't trust policy based upon empathy.
Yeah, because it's a case of the road to hell is paved with many, many, many good intentions. It's always...
And almost always.
Yes.
We have seen.
with the Soviet Union, it was literally just a case of just 100 more dead bodies, and then we'll create the utopia, and then another 100, and another, and another, and another. It's like, hang on a minute, hang on a
Well,
minute.
I already have a few million. Just add another few million.
It's like
What's the difference at this
maybe
point?
this isn't a utopia after all. Maybe this
No,
isn't a
you
utopia.
don't see. You just haven't killed enough capitalists. You can't stop until you have killed everyone that doesn't believe in our utopia.
I
Even then, it was
genuinely
worth
felt
the
really
trouble.
horrible when I
Obviously,
watched
not
the
the
Lotus Eater's
rest
take on Mao's
dialectic.
Great Famine, and we were definitely talking over each other. I'll let you say that, and then I'll say it again. I'll let you go first.
I made my point.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell what you were saying when I realized.
Well, the thing is, they literally don't care about the deaths at this point because they always see it from a future perspective where they don't live anymore. At the end of history, so the dialectic, according to Hegel, can progress. And in the dialectic of Hegel, history has a pre-chosen path, and people will just die in it, and nothing you can do about it.
My take on it was
You have rationalized all the death you've caused. In other words,
I genuinely can't do that because it's gonna sound a bit strange with the whole like Christian thing. It's a case of we are all sort of God's children and you're all family. And there's a difference between sacrificing because I need to like kill this person to end this war or to try and make it to the next day, and just fuck you, your death will create the utopia. It's like, no, if your death creates the utopia, then maybe we don't deserve that utopia. Maybe we can create something better by not killing each other.
Even more removed from reality and morals. To them, it's inevitable.
What about just by your death?
You won't change your death.
If your death gave us utopia, Harry, would you not want to do that? Be like Jesus.
I'm not Jesus. I know that you keep on thinking that I'm narcissistic, but that was a weird question. But
You called yourself a god before.
no, I jokingly said that I was like the cringe god, which would essentially be like a bad thing. Essentially, it's like being the god of being stupid. It's like, okay, well,
yeah, but then there's like the evil. Was it god of the underworld? Whatever. They're like the bad guys, but they're still cool and fucking badass and shit.
okay, well, essentially, I was trying to name it to make fun of myself, but I guess the nuance went over your head. Sorry about that, but
You're just calling yourself a god.
in like a joking way, it's like, oh, I'm the shit god who everyone laughs at because they're terrible at everything. I'm the cringe. I'm the worst thing ever. I'm complete cringe. Everyone laugh at me because I'm pathetic. It's like, okay, well, I wouldn't really say it's narcissistic, but okay.
Seems like a total cover though.
I mean, if that's how you want to look at it, you can do.
It's more like Loki. It's more like Loki. The ploy.
I mean, if that's how you want to look at it, you can do. But fuck, I'm losing track of where I was going with this now. Shit, I was going to say something and now I'm losing track of this.
Tracks, like the train tracks.
Fuck, where was I going?
It happens by itself. You make it happen, Harry.
Oh no, Shadow, you interrupted me that much, and I kept on trying to explain it that much that I can't remember what I was going to say. Fuck. Oh right, that was it. Yeah, if it was possible that essentially just I probably would for the benefit of others, but it's like taking someone else's life.
Would be Jesus.
Taking someone else's life isn't a decision that I can make. To create a utopia.
Well, okay. What would you do? What was it? The railway cart.
Now here's the funny thing, because look, there's a difference between a utopia and like essentially the utopia in 100 years that I have no way to know if it would ever happen, and history has proven that people who take that mindset are objectively wrong. There's a difference between doing that and I can physically see the person on the railway who I'm going to save if I take this action. Ironically, yes, I would.
No. The railway thing. You see the person that you kill. You don't see the people that you save, but you save more than you kill.
Now,
the cart's going down the railway that's got 3 people on the track.
Yeah.
And you have the option to hit the switch track that brings it round to be in front of you where there's only one person on the
Yeah,
track
I'd do that.
and watch them die.
No, no, they'd watch me die.
No, you're not on the track. You're watching one person on the track.
Right. Well, I misunderstood what you said then, because
Three people that's going down the track. That
it's a
it
lot
will
easier
go-
to do like the train question when someone's like visually like giving aids as well, because I'm trying to imagine what you're saying, and I thought the way that you just described it was that if I flick the switch, I get hit by the train instead.
No, you are watching the person who gets hit by the train.
Okay, so there's three
Whereas
people,
you
and if I
won't- you
switch
won't
it, then
see-
then one person gets hit. Yes, because
Yes, and you witness it, but the three people who get hit, you don't witness if they do get hit. And also, if doing nothing, so essentially you murder one person,
or I do nothing
by
and three
killing
people
others,
die. Well, okay, that one
but
person's gonna get
but
fucked.
you've not given any actions that have killed people. You've given inaction.
Yes, but essentially inaction when it's a case of sometimes you have to make a hard decision. I'm afraid.
And you
I'm
got
still with a multi-rail drift on this one.
Like my
I'm
favorite.
going for meme here.
He's somehow
I'm going
drifting
with-
across the
I'm-
tracks.
I'm going with his
You know what I
assumption.
do?
Train
I'd
is
wait for the train
and
to
I'm
get
going
on the
for myself.
switch rail. Wait for the train to get on the switch rail, and then rattle the lever back and forth so it jams up the railway track, and the wheels get stuck. Nobody dies.
Wait, I need to find a video that I can put in the fucking stream. I need to find this video because I thought this was essentially what Thinking Positive was saying, and I love the idea of it.
You probably have seen something. There's plenty of memes on this one.
Please let it be the right one. Yes, I think I found it. This is gonna look so stupid. Please have the song to go with it as well. Gas, gas, gas. Does it actually like show
I'm
the thing?
still waiting for the racing game with a Eurobeat soundtrack. How is that not a thing yet? How?
I think I found it. I'm gonna have to put it on the fucking image on the stream because it's not the right music. Sorry for essentially being patient with me, guys. I am, of course, terrible as always. Okay, then. Load my Discord on my iPad, you retard. You fucking piece of technology shit. Give me the thing. And you'll be seeing what I was referring to now in like podcast voice text. This is his solution to the train question. It is what I was thinking that he was saying. Don't worry, I'm getting it up on the stream.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
This is his solution. It's just no. I'm gonna hit them both. He's somehow drifting across both tracks. How is he doing it? Oh dear. Oh my god. I do like the idea of that, I'm not gonna lie. You know the song as well where it goes gas, 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 set me on the gas tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know that one. That's the way I picture playing to this. You know which one I'm referring to, right?
Racing game with Eurobeat soundtrack.
Yes, I think
I
that's.
stand by it. It needs to happen. It's just like a 5-minute meme game that someone programmed in their free time. But it needs to happen.
Anyway, where were we with this deliciousness?
Ever actually do anything to protect your children, and it's not the government's place to be parenting your children anyway. And why would you want them to? I mean, look at actual examples of the government parenting children, like the foster care system or juvenile correction facilities or public schools. If you are a halfway decent parent, then you should be able to do a
Oh
better
God.
job than these examples of government parenting. But the other big issue with this bill is, in order for the Kids Online Safety Act to actually work, it requires increased surveillance to be taking place not just of kids, but of everybody that's using the internet, and it also includes limiting kids' access to information and really limiting everybody's access to information. There's that Trojan horse. We need to spy on you even more, and we need to prevent you from being able to see certain things, from being able to view content about certain topics.
How about
Because
fuck off?
think of the children. So this act requires the following. There's a legal
The old saying of, well, if you've got nothing to hide, then why do you fear us looking? It's like, oh no, I have nothing to hide, so you don't need to fucking look, you fucking pervert. Is my take on this.
duty for platforms to
1984.
prevent children from seeing
Yes.
certain harmful content. Okay, KOSA, Kids Online Safety Act, it outlines a wide collection of content that platforms could be sued for if young people were to encounter it. Things including promotion of self-harm, suicide, eating disorders, substance abuse, and other matters that pose a risk to physical and mental health of a minor. That last one is the key one to keep in mind because it is very, very vague. Now, this act also compels
Deliberately
platforms
vague, I'd
to
say.
provide data to researchers. So those researchers are also going to have this additional insight into browsing habits as a result of the platforms, well, gaining this insight in the first place, assuming that they weren't already spooky to begin with, is taking all this data from you in order to monetize it. Now, of course, they're going to say that when that data is given to researchers, it is anonymized, but of course, that's not always very effective. This bill
I doubt they'll
requires
even
platforms
anonymize
to
it,
have
being
an
honest with you.
elaborate age verification system, likely run by third-party providers. So once again, we have another party that is involved, and it's most likely going to require checking your government-issued ID to verify your age, much like what we already see with YouTube requiring people to verify the age of their account by
Internet
taking a picture of
hidden.
their driver's license
was that?
before they can watch certain videos.
Internet
And it
hidden.
also requires platforms to implement
Okay,
parental control.
you came out a bit fuzzy there. Say that again.
It's the internet papieren.
Papieren. Papieren? What?
Papers, please.
Ah!
For your license.
Gotcha. That makes more
That's-
sense.
Assuming you're attempting German here.
Papieren dite.
And continuing on.
And for those to be turned on to their highest setting by default to block or filter out a wide array of content. Now, this bill had bipartisan support because, surprise, surprise, both sides of our controlled opposition cant into how technology works. I mean, seriously, we have all of these other arbitrary
Behold, the
requirements for
reptile.
people to join Congress, like they have to be 25 or older. So why don't
That's what AOC was talking about.
Oh, this gives me an idea. This gives me an idea because a certain somebody said they'd be watching this podcast. Hey, Francesca, how about that crocodile as a pet? Or do you prefer an alligator instead? Because there's one on the screen right now.
Why would you want that as a pet? That's not going to encourage her.
No, but crocodiles are cuter than that. Baby crocs. You seen them? They're fucking adorable. I deserve to have one as a pet. Damn it. Gonna move to Florida, just become the Florida man meme. Is essentially my take on this.
Narcissist.
What was that? No, it's just gonna be. It'd just be funny,
Nothing.
dude. It'd be funny.
The best thing about the Florida meme is that no single entity, no single person is able to contain the meme of a Florida man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why Harry's a narcissist for wanting to be it.
Because it'd be funny. My favorite one is KFC worker gets Florida man's order wrong, so he throws his pet crocodile in through the drive-through window. That's the best one. There is no contest. that is the best one. There's no doubt in my mind. I love that one because it's like, imagine being the KFC worker. I'm sorry that we didn't put cheese on your. Oh my god! It's just, the crocodile just like walking its way in, like, hi, I'm very
Well,
hungry.
please at least put that on. Extra meat is always great.
The customer is always right, or else he throws in Mr. Bite, and Mr. Bite is looking very hungry.
Let's see the video then, Harry. Find the video of the crocodile Florida man in the McDonald's. I want to see it.
Unfortunately, I can't remember. Like, it's so like buried in my internet history that I wouldn't be able
Like
to find
YouTube.
it.
Like
It would
YouTube
take
and
so
start
long.
typing.
It would take so long. But I'm gonna
Like
press play.
YouTube and type something in, and if it don't come
We
up, it
also
don't come
throw
up.
in a
If something funny
requirement
comes
that
up,
you
then
must
we've
be
got something
able
funny to watch.
to set up a printer all by yourself. If you can't do that, you're not allowed to vote on bills that have anything to do with technology or regulating its use. Now, there's problems with
What?
literally every single one of these main
No, they should
proposals.
change that to 3D
like
printer.
the parental controls,
And then
for
only I
example.
get to vote.
Those are great on the client
That'll be at the
device
ballot
level,
paper is
limiting
done
apps
by
that a kid can
you
install
do a
on their
3D
device,
print of
for
it.
example, or what websites they can go to. That's already really effective if you know what you're doing and you actually take the time
You know,
to
I actually really do
understand these
hate.
parental
Oh shit, that was
controls.
in pause.
It's better to
I actually really do hate, I'm not going to lie, how there are people who it's like, yeah, I'm going to write this law even though I know nothing about this topic. British self-defense laws are the best example of this. It's like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why are you doing this?
Hey, this is the pro-abortion argument. Men don't have uteruses, so you can't make laws on it.
Well, the difference is, it's like a case of, like, in some cases where it's like a case of it's a case of I am a professional doctor with like I know about the anatomy. Yes, but you're not a woman, therefore all of your medical knowledge doesn't count. And it's like, all right, that is narcissism right there. Fuck you.
Yeah, and even the doctor argument falls apart really fast when you think about the fact that this isn't just a medical question.
Agreed. But it's a case of it's a case of, oh, well, we'll just use it as a contraception. It's like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? You've already had my opinion multiple times on the question of women's rights, so we'll move on to I'll press play again.
to prevent kids from accessing platforms that are suspect than to put parental controls right into the platform, because then those platforms, they have to spy on everything that you're doing within it. So when we're talking about something like an app with end-to-end encryption, for example, you basically have to create a side channel for inspecting the plain text messages before they are encrypted and then sent off to make sure that nothing inappropriate is taking place. So the creator of the app, they're going to have to create this internal surveillance and then give the parents access to it. And the fact that the parental controls have to be on by default means that when adults are using these apps, whatever person or company created the app, they're going to have access to your chats by default with that default setting. Ultimately, that gives everyone else much less privacy on their devices, because let's face it, most people, they're not going to take the time to change the default settings in their apps. Now, because COSA is going to allow people to sue different platforms for allowing kids to access the so-called harmful content, what will most likely happen is that the platforms will simply purge all of it, all of the harmful content, because if nobody can see it, then kids certainly can't see it. That's the simplest, cheapest solution for them. And because many of these subjects include large gray areas, like, for example, let's take the eating disorders. You might consider whatever it is that Nakado Avocado does to be an eating disorder. Sure looks like it to me.